iconic Dominique Miyake Mugler, and this is Legendary Season 2 recap. You're in store to hear all the good tea, a little bit of shade, and a whole lot of kikiing. Alright, so this episode we're going to be interviewing some of the members from the House of Prodigy. Let's take a look.
And I'm from the legendary innovative House of Prodigy. And I am the sexy one.
Joining me right now is the legendary Prince of Ronas with a Twist, the legendary Hank Prodigy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, sis? What's up? How are you?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good, you know.
Alright, so tell the people a little bit about yourself. The people that don't know who Hank is, who is Hank?
Okay, well, as far as ballroom goes, I am the legendary king of the House of Prodigy, and I'm legendary for Ronas with a Twist and Schoolboy Realness. I've also walked Sex Siren throughout my legendary career as well. I am the Fresh Prince of Ballroom, which means that I'm all around Bush Queen in ballroom, and I can walk almost probably any category I want to in ballroom.
So you're the prince. You're the prince of ballroom.
Yes, so I am known as the Prince of Ballroom, the Fresh Prince of Ballroom, and because I'm all around Bush Queen and I walk multiple categories of ballroom. That is who Hank Prodigy is.
So Hank, I know you're from Jersey. You came out in Philly. I'm hearing you're in Houston now. How is that working out for you?
Yes, I'm now currently a resident of Houston, Texas. I moved to Houston in January from Philadelphia, and I love Houston. Houston is great. It's been showing me love. It's very different than up north in the city. I used to be a city boy, so now kind of slow down and enjoy.
Do they have a ball life? Do they have a ball scene down there?
Houston actually doesn't have a ball life. I plan on bringing that to Houston, Texas. But the only ball life is in Dallas right now, but I'm going to change that to Houston.
So I look forward to supporting you bringing ballroom to Houston. Well, just give me a call. I'll come down there, get the girls together. But let's shift a little bit. Legendary, the reason why we all are here. So how did you get picked for Legendary? Did you submit an application? How did that work out?
I did. I seen the thing pop up just like everybody else, and I submitted an application, and I received an email back. I had it on a Zoom interview, like this interview as well, and I just, showed them who I am. They see my personality. They liked it. I went on to the next process, and next thing I know, I was getting picked and sent a contract to read over, and now I'm made it on Legendary.
Yes.
Tell me the first day that you arrive and you see everybody else, all the other houses, all the other house members, what was your feelings?
No, that was the key, because I was actually in the hotel room with the window that's by the front door. So my nosy ass was in the window all the time. I knew every last house member that came up in that bitch the first day, second day, all of that, because I was there the first day. So I knew everybody. It was great to see all the people coming in. It was you got to see your competition, and you got to see who was there to represent ballroom.
Talking about competition, was it anybody in particular that you saw, that you seen and was like, oh my God, they're here. We're gonna have to be on our shit? Or was there anybody that you was like, oh child, how did they make it?
Give me the tea.
Definitely. When I seen the Muglers there and the Agas, it was giving okay, so this is what it's giving. Aga, Mugler, Prodigy. Bam. There go your final three right there. Bam. No shade to no other house, but it is what it is.
No Sade.
No Sade. But it is what it is. The houses that did get there, I was kind of, gagging at the Icons. No shade to the House of Icon, because I love them. I just was gagging that, they had some members to be on Legendary. They're a great house or whatever, but it's just the people that was there, I just gagged at.
So what was the gag? I want to know, what made you gag that they was there? Specific detail.
Just because the House of Icon hasn't been predominantly out there in the mainstream ballroom scene that we walk now. That I've been walking for the last 10 years, 11 years almost. Well, 11 now. But the House of Icon ain't been out there like that. So to see them have a house on Legendary, it was dope as shit, but it was just a gag. It was just bitch, what? Where'd they come from? But yeah, that was my gag.
Okay, yeah. When the name of Ashley, they were there. And in the House of Lux. Like, what was your feelings about that? I know the House of Lux is a new house. Like, what was your feelings about like a new house being presented on Legendary?
Old child. That was the old child. Like, y'all doing anything now. Y'all just doing anything.
Okay, so he was like, "Oh, we got this." All right, so walk me through. So now that you're there, you're seeing other houses compete. How was it like working with production as far as like practicing and coming up with you guys' routines and things like that?
That was great. That was the best part. That was great. Like, I got to work with Tanisha Scott. Like, I love her. I got to work with Jamari and I forget his name, but the other guy. Working with the music and all of them, like the music, the production team. It was great. It was like one of the best experiences. It was dope. It was a little clash, when you wanted your music to be what you wanted it to be, and they couldn't do certain things, copyrights and stuff. But as far as getting what we wanted, we definitely made sure that happened. It was a battle to get it, but we made sure that it happened. But it was definitely a battle to get it because they want you to do stuff there.
I know with the first promo shoot, right? I said that you guys took grand prize for the promotion covers. The Prodigy's shoot you look. I know that G made you guys outfits. How did you guys come up with that concept? Like, who was in charge of coming up with that concept? Was it a team thing or was it one particular person? Like, how did y'all get that? Because it was over, darling.
It definitely was. Thank you, sis. It was definitely a team thing. Like, you already know the Prodigy is born and raised from Philadelphia. So to come into a competition, it automatically gave Rocky. It automatically gave we got to fight to stay. We got to fight throughout this whole competition. So it gave Rocky. Like, it gave Philadelphia Rocky. G made our beautiful ass motherfucking robes with the P with our names on it and shit, and he made our shorts and our tank tops and like our gloves. He decked our gloves out. Like, he's responsible for everything as far as our attire and our outfit and our look.
Yeah, so the girl said y'all went in there to do a TKO, but y'all only lasted one round. that wasn't me. That was the girls.
I know the girls are saying that. Those same girls is low-key upset too that we went home because now they ain't got nobody to watch but the Bears in the eye.
But okay, talking about watching, y'all, I didn't agree with you guys. I liked your guys' performance. What do you feel about your performance? How did you feel?
Well, if any of the fans see the behind the scenes on our Instagrams, you'll see me, Cam G, and Deja make up our routine, and you see all the aesthetics that we put in there. I come from performing. I'm a dancer. I come from that before voguing and ballroom, just like some of the judges. Team. Yeah, you already know. I come from that precision type isolation dance and style. So to incorporate that type of routine, the bold or 5 elements into it, we did it sporadically. Like, we didn't give it the judges like ABC 1 2 3 slow ass shit like the Garçons or like no Sade, but yeah, no T. Like, we didn't give you slow ABC 1 2 3 sexual sensual like S&M look. We gave you a theme. We stuck to our theme. We gave you a production. We gave you a performance. We gave you elements. We gave you ballroom. We gave you us. You seen every last one of me, Deja, Cam, and G. You see our performance in us on stage, and you know that was us. That you know where that come from. You see it in ballroom all the time. We gave you authentic ballroom put in the production, and I'm proud of what we put out.
So since you brought it up, the House of Garçons. So you said that they gave you slow, born, whatever all that you said, right? Are they the only house? What other houses do you feel like should have been in the bottom? Who do you feel should have been the bottom too?
Besides, I don't believe that we should have been in the bottom, but it happened. But I do believe that the House of Garçons and the House of Icon should have been in the bottom. I believe that the Milans did great, the Chi-Chis did great, and the Prodigies did great. That's what it was.
But what particular reasons? Like, say you were a judge. Like, what particular reasons? Well, you felt like the House of Icon and the House of Garçons should have been in the bottom. Like,
only due to the presentation of the routine that was set on stage. Like, as far as the Garçons, I stated like I feel as though it was like slow and sensual and stuff, and ABC 1 2 3. But they lived for that. And then as far as the Icons, they gave you a little bit of everything, performance and elements and all the 5 elements, but it just to me wasn't like a room shaker. It wasn't no room shaker performance like the Chi-Chis, the House of Prodigy, and even the Milans.
So your favorite? Who was your favorite? The Tishis, was that your favorite as well? For that episode? I know they. Okay, so that was your favorite. This is like the thing now. Everybody's like, okay.
Everybody's doing this now. It's the thing.
I hate it, but anyway. So
talking about like the way you guys getting judged. How did you feel about the judges? Do you feel like they were fair to you guys? Do you feel like they weren't? Do you feel like some of the judges had rude things to say?
I feel like all of the above. I feel as though the critique was up and down. It was wishy-washy. It was like, oh, I live for you. You look over and this, that, and the third, but I'm gonna give you a 6 because you look over and this, that, and the third. Who
was that? Which judge was that? I'm trying to think from memory. Was that Law? Oh, how do you feel about Law? I know.
And he liked our fashion and he lived for that, but then he said he didn't see a lot of elements, so he's gonna give us a 6.
So I know. So I interviewed. Prior to this interview, the House of Prodigy, we interviewed the House of Chanel, and they were talking about like how just Law's like his interaction with other houses was very rude. He wasn't paying attention. Was that you guys' experience? Do you feel like he was not involved and he was very like maybe standoffish or rude actually to some of the contestants?
As far as my experience there, I did feel as though just from coming on stage with our energy, you see the energy we came on stage with, you can see like some of the judges didn't have that kind of enthusiastic of wanting to see the first house out. They already had their eyes set on what houses that were there that they wanted to see and wanted to win. But some houses that came out, you can see that they already gave, I don't want to see this house. I don't want to see this house like that. Or I want to see this house, but I don't want to see them this week. So I'm going to make them really love so they can just get through.
Do you feel like that was it maybe just the judges, or do you feel maybe production, do you think production had anything to do with that? Was production treating you guys funny, or was it just the judges? I'm trying to get all the tea.
I feel like the production team was great. The production team was great. The only issues that the critiques that were kind of like wishy-washy was like when it came to the music, us getting what we wanted, and the judges' critique was very hard. For the life of me, I can't understand like Naomi's critique. I just don't. I will never understand it. Not that I have to. It's hers, her opinion, her critique. It is what it is. She's an icon for what she do. I'm a legend for what I do. We come from the same type of background, but she's where she is. And flowers and roses to her, but it's that when it comes to that performance, dead ass wrong. Dead ass.
So unfortunately, you guys were the Bottom Two, you guys in the House of Icon, which was kind of like Jamel, which was Father Icon. He comes from Prodigy. So and majority of those members are Philadelphia based, just like the House of Prodigy is Philadelphia based. So when I did see the battle, I was like, it's Philly versus Philly, right? You guys are used to each other's performance. I know Jason picked Deja Vu. How did you feel about the pick? Would you have picked Deja Vu to battle, or do you feel like Jason should have picked maybe another one of you guys?
No, I feel like he made a great choice, like with picking Deja Vu, because I feel as though any one of us could have like sealed the deal, and I feel like we did. That's the bad part. I feel like that situation was so great for what it was, because if it had been me that went out there and I would have got that critique with the judges, I would not have reacted the way that everybody. I would have reacted ballroom authentically.
You would have acted like yourself. You would have gave Hank.
Yes, they would have met Hank for real. They would have met Hank for real. Like, what? No, that's not happening. Like, what?
So,
what was the feeling like? When you seen that the judges picked the House of Icon? Like at that same moment, what was going through your mind? Like, how was you feeling your body? Because I know it could be very disappointing, especially being the first house gone. Like, what was going through your mind?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like, damn, because it do take you back there. It's like,
it's emotional too, right?
Critique, you start thinking about the judges' critique. You start thinking about shit that you could have changed and stuff that you could have did, or why did they, like, why a 31, like a score of 31 sent us home, and not just that 31. Us losing the final battle to somebody who did not land dips but they praised this person for the dips that they did not land and sent us home against somebody who did not land these dips you were praising. It just really made my heart sink, because it was like, what the hell are y'all looking at? And then Miss Thing it just was a lot for me. It was a lot. It was a lot because no cap, it was a lot.
Yeah, you know what? I'm keeping it 100. I will say I myself seen that as well, where the participant from the House of Icon wasn't landing their dips. But one thing I do notice with TV, you know, they go off of like dramatics. They like all of that impact. So I think that one thing that she did have that maybe, you know, Deja Vu is a trained technical and she has technique. So she's giving you the lines, she's giving you all that, which some of the judges said. But I do think when it comes to TV and all that, especially people that's not in the scene, you know, they go up for that bow and all of that. So maybe that was something that I do feel like she did have over Deja Vu. Not saying I would have picked her over Deja Vu or vice versa, but I do know like when it comes to those type of shows, they do go for more so those type of ins and outs.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't know what they was looking for judges up there. Y'all could have voted either way. It was just like the way that it went. It was like for law to vote for Deja Vu and stuff, and they talked about the battle and stuff. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't clear. It just wasn't clear. It looked like they wanted the House of Icon to stay because, you know, they ain't been out for a long time, but nobody talking about the House of Icon. So they want to see what the House of Icon is capable of because ain't nobody checking for them.
Do you think that, like what I was saying, you know, for TV, a lot of times they go up for that. Do you think that the House of Icon maybe was chosen for TV? Just like, you know, like with music, sometimes pop, even though like a lot of people, when you think about R&B, you think about real good soul singers, and sometimes they don't sell as great as like pop singers that don't have so many great voices, but more catchy, you know. And do you think that played a part of you guys?
I do feel as though that's why they stayed. I feel like that's why they stayed because there wasn't no other reason.
Well, I got a reason, and you know, I need to know if this is true or not. Word on the curb. So, you know, some inside sources are word on the curb. Some of the inside sources are saying that one of you guys' members, you know, it was kind of feeling diva-ish. I seen it on Facebook too. So it didn't come from me. I'm just saying what the girl said on the street. That one of you guys' members were, you know, they was feeling themselves a little too much, walking around, feeling very Mary J. Blige and Beyonce about it, and that's why they sent you home. Do you think there's any truth to that?
No, I don't, because there was a lot of mothers up there walking around feeling grand and being shady to other houses.
Well, if not you, then who? Well, what mothers? It wasn't a lot of mothers there, so let's talk. It's about 3 mothers. I can count 3.
I don't think this is what y'all want.
No, we want it. This is why I wanted you here.
It seemed like disrespect to the older generation, and that's what I don't want to step into.
Well, okay. Well, you don't have to be disrespectful to speak your truth all the time. There is a way of doing things. When you're speaking truth, that's not always disrespectful. But, you know, if you ain't gonna say it, which I thought you were gonna say,
I can't because I don't want to.
Maybe we'll get it out of somebody else. We'll get it out of Jason. I know Jason gonna give me the tea. Where's Jason? All right. But okay. So since you won't say an individual, were there any houses that you felt like was like, oh, child, this house is filling it? Or is it still a little too? Come on, you can give us that.
I felt like the Agas was feeling it.
You felt like the Agas was feeling it? What was they giving it?
Just Shannon and Honey.
Oh, so that was the mother you was talking about then. Okay, well you said it. All right, so Shannon and Honey. Okay. Well, okay. So what was they giving? What was she giving? The count. What was she giving? Give me an example. I want to know. We want to know the tea, with the details.
They were just being like very just standoffish and shady and a little rude for no reason. And you know, that's just how certain people act. But you don't have to act like that even in a competition, because the House of Mugler and the House of Prodigy and the House of Chanel's and the House of Icons and the House of Tichi and the House of Milan, we all spoke to each other, talked to each other, kicked it with each other when we could out front or whatever. But that was the only house that gave that.
Okay. So like you said, you know, what do you want? What do you want the house like? What do you think that maybe people didn't and out in the world that was viewing you didn't see? Like, what do you want them to know about the House of Prodigy or about what you guys provided on Legendary that maybe they didn't get to see here and you want them to know?
Well, obviously, you know, you didn't get to see the rest of the potential that we were going to bring to the show. Yeah. But the things that you guys didn't get to see is that, like, you know, the family aspect that is going on throughout a competition series like this. You're with these same people every day, all day, and you guys are doing nothing but trying to come up with ideas and ways to showcase you 5 and represent a whole 100 and 200 something of people out here in the world for everybody to see. Because when they see U5, they don't just see U5, they see you as your house. So
Yeah.
what we showed, I believe that the world got the point. Y'all seen how clean we look, y'all seen how good we look, and y'all seen how we perform. Y'all seen how we handle critique. And that's what I want y'all to see from the house. Y'all see how we stick together. Y'all see how we breed legends. Y'all see.
And icons.
Okay.
Well, you know, y'all took it on the chin, no pun intended. But you guys did good. You guys took it with grace. And
Yeah.
you know, I know, like Jason said, like you guys said, this won't be the last. I really
Want to thank you for coming on as well. Love you. You know, we can go on and on and on.
but we gotta stop right now for this, wrap this up. But
Yes.
trust me, we're gonna bring it to you again.
And again.
So thank you.